On Monday morning, the Speaker of the Utah House of Representatives, that's Republican Representative Mike Schultz, took part in a rally in downtown Salt Lake City that was held on the steps of the federal courthouse building. Schultz and a few dozen other people were there to show support for a plastic surgeon, Utah doctor Michael Kirk Moore, who is facing felony charges because federal prosecutors say he and some associates destroyed COVID vaccines during the pandemic and orchestrated a scheme to distribute fake vaccination cards. Back in 2023, Moore and three others were indicted by a federal grand jury because they distributed a little over 1,900 fake vaccination cards, records showing that people had been vaccinated when they weren't. The people who got these cards either made a $50 cash payment to Moore or made a donation to a charity he was associated with. Prosecutors also accused Moore and his alleged co-conspirators of destroying more than $28,000 worth of COVID vaccines by taking the syringes and squirting them down the drain. This rally was being held to show support for Moore ahead of his trial. Jury selection began on Monday. When he took the microphone on Monday morning, Speaker Schultz made it abundantly clear that he was not over and was not ready to forget the restrictions imposed by the government during the pandemic.
We were treated like second-class citizens if we didn't get the shot. We didn't get the vaccine. Think about it for just a minute. You had to have a vaccine passport to walk down the streets and go into a shop, to go to a jazz game, to go to a restaurant. That was unbelievable. It was wrong. And I'm grateful. I'm super grateful for those of you that stood up and came out and pushed back and said, enough's enough. We're not going to let the government take away our freedom.
Point of clarification here, you did not need a vaccine passport to walk down the street. Not only was Schultz on hand to show support for Dr. Moore, who is on trial for allegedly committing multiple felonies, but one of the people who organized this event was Jason Preston. He's a former Republican congressional candidate, and Preston has got some really sketchy connections to people on the far right. When he ran for Congress back in 2022, I discovered that he hired people with connections to the Proud Boys militia to run his campaign, and he hired Republican political provocateur Roger Stone, who also has connections to the Proud Boys, as a strategic advisor for his campaign. You have to wonder why one of the most powerful Republicans, one of the most powerful politicians in the entire state of Utah, he is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, was on hand showing support for someone who's accused of multiple felonies and participating in a rally that was organized by a person who has some really questionable connections to a violent far-right militia. Now, Schultz would not answer questions about that, but that doesn't mean that I won't keep asking, because this is something that you deserve to know. If I get any new information, I'll be sure to update you right here. In the meantime, please like and share my videos so that my reporting reaches more people. You can also support my work as an independent journalist here in Utah by subscribing to my newsletter. You'll find the link in my bio.